So welcome to the current affairs class, everyone. Online, okay. So in this class, we'll discuss about the important topics that have been appearing in today's newspaper, that is 26th July, right? So first off, let's start with this one. So first one is Lok Sabha to take up the motion to remove the HC judge. So before going into why and what the news article is talking about, we'll discuss what the procedure of removal of judges is in India, right? So basically India, there is every office, and in every office we have a procedure, a special procedure to remove the person from the office, that is called impeachment. So for judges we have two aspects. One is Article 124 and there's Article 128. These two speak about the removal of judges of High Court and Supreme Court. There's one thing if you have to note is that the Constitution does not use the word impeachment. You might come across these questions in the prelims, because they ask whether the Constitution uses a particular word in certain aspects. So the Constitution does not use the word impeachment, but it uses the term or the sentence removal of the judges. So this main aspect talks about removal of judges. Now the other aspect that you need to understand is that Constitution does not provide the procedure of the removal of judges. It only tells you that we can remove the judges and that there needs to be a procedure. And the outline of this procedure is in Inquiries Act, Judges Inquiries Act 1968. This act outlines what the process or how a judge can be removed from their office, right? So the process starts with filing a petition. The petition includes moving a motion to remove the judge from their office, and this usually includes support from 100. 218 is High Court and 124 is Supreme Court. 218, yeah. Oh, it's 218. I said 128 orally. I said 128. Achha. So it's 218. 218 and 124. The number change. Okay, don't worry. Right? So in the petition, there needs to be support from 100 members from Lok Sabha or 50 members from Rajya Sabha. Now, the other thing you need to understand is that it should not be both 100 from Lok Sabha and 50 from Rajya Sabha. It's not that. It's either 100 from Lok Sabha or 50 from Rajya Sabha, right? Oh, after this, the petition goes to Speaker. Now, it is in the discretion of the Speaker to accept or reject the motion. When the Speaker rejects the motion, it is dead. When he accepts it, he creates a review committee. It goes to the review committee, and this review committee includes one, the Supreme Court judge, any Supreme Court judge, and two, the High Court Chief Justice, and lastly, a distinguished jurist. Is this alright? Is it okay if I write like this? Yes. Guys online? Okay. Distinguished jurist. Jurist is someone who can say what is wrong or what is right, or has a moral opinion, right? As a third person, right? Third view. Now, I'll ask you one question. What if the person that is to be removed is a High Court judge, High Court Chief Justice?
Then there should be a Supreme Court judge.
There's already a Supreme Court judge, right? What would happen in such case where the person being removed is High Court Chief Justice? Why would President be there? Yeah. Remove Jalanti, yeah. President of India concerned. You're not thinking it right. If this person is being on trial, what would happen? Who would replace that person? Guys online, can you try? I want you guys to think. Ilanti questions aste, then you will gain more depth. Right? When you study, you will not get this question.
Senior most judge.
Senior most judge from there needs to be one person from SC and one person from HC. HC no unali okadu.
అదే సార్ హైకోర్టు
Senior most judge.
What you are missing is that there are 25 high courts. Right? So any one high court judge is fine. And then okay sir aithe theer kada. So just one high court judge is fine. High court chief justice is fine. So anyone from the 25. This happens. And then the distinguished jurist. Now these three review the acts of the person that is on trial. Then they give a report. Whom do they give the report to? Speaker ka. Who is passing the motion? Parliament. They'll give it to the Parliament. Right. Now, after they give the report to the Parliament, if the Parliament considers that it is punishable, what the judge has done is punishable or is not right, what they do is they discuss. The impeachment is not done here. Just because someone said he did this wrong or he is doing something wrong doesn't mean he gets impeached. They'll discuss, then they'll debate. Only after they discuss and debate and feel that they are punishable, then they will move a motion, passing motion. Now this passing motion is a special majority. What is a special majority? 3 by 4. 2 by 3 of?
Special effective majority of attendance.
2 by 3 of? 2 by 3 of?
present.
Present only?
Plus 50% majority.
Yeah, 2 by 3 present and 50% majority. I'll explain it in a very simple manner. See, for example, there is 545 seats in Lok Sabha. Right? 545 seats in Lok Sabha. What is 2/3 of 545? I'll do the simple maths. Around 360. Around 360 or 362. Right? So 360 or 362 needs to be present. And of those 360 or 362, 50% should vote in the favor. Right? This is called special majority. There are many types of voting procedures. There are two types of special majority. Okay. I'll discuss that when it comes. Right? So this is the aspect where the motion will be passed. When this motion will be passed, that is when the judge that is on trial will be removed. Now, do you think there is any person who has been removed from their office till now? Either High Court or Supreme Court? No? Not yet. You guys? No? There is one person. There's one person called Saumitra Sen. That person was impeached based on his misconduct in transaction of funds or misappropriation of funds. He was actually considered guilty and they passed a motion to remove him. But luckily what happened is before them removing, he resigned. That is the very nice nature of how we can do things, right? So many High Court judges have gone through the process of impeachment, but no one has been impeached yet. Okay, who likes to be impeached? They have worked so hard, they come so far. Getting removed is way better than, resigning is way better than getting removed, right? So that is what they do. So coming to the context, how can I go back? Yeah, coming to this context, this person, Justice Verma, he is being tried because there was a bundles of 500 notes being caught burnt near his house. That is the reason he is being put on trial. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So this is all happened. That is the reason he is on trial. Now let's see what happens. Will they remove him or will he resign before they remove him? I think he's ex. He actually ex. Yeah, ex High Court did. So there's no process. Let's see what happens. Okay. So that is all about the removal of High Court judge. Any doubts regarding this one?
మళ్ళీ అతను కేసు ఒకటి పెట్టేది కదా సార్ మళ్ళీ రివర్స్ ది ఏదో స్టేట్మెంట్ రీసెంట్లీ పంపించారు కదా జ్యూరిస్డిక్షన్ ఏదో వాడి
ఏంటిది
జ్యూరిస్డిక్షన్ ఏదో వాడి రిటర్న్ మళ్ళీ కేసు ఫైల్ చేశారు
అవునా జ్యూరిస్డిక్షన్ రిట్ జ్యూరిస్డిక్షన్ వాడడా
ఏదో సంథింగ్
maybe which writ would have been he would have used certiorari or probationary. You used sir. Only these two pertain to High Court. See, at the end of the day, anything that needs to be, interpreted by the Constitution is Supreme Court only. At the end of the day, who can interpret? Supreme Court can interpret. So ultimately, we'll see what happens. Right? You are asking something? Any doubts? No, yes? No doubts? Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Should I explain the France recognizes Palestine as a state? I'll explain it in a very brief manner. I'll tell you guys a story. Are you aware of the story of Palestine and everything? Yeah. I'll explain it in a simple manner. You guys won't have doubts, I guess, after this. So what happened? Let's start with Palestine. Back during the World War I, the Palestine was under the control of Britain. So during that time, the Jewish and the Arabs were living together in the same place. There was not much tension, right? There's not much tension or no issues between them. But in 1917, what is the timeline of World War I? 1914 to 1918. So the World War I is not yet done. So in 1917, the Britain came up with a declaration called Balfour Declaration, where it supported the Palestine for their homeland. Are you guys understanding my handwriting? I'm writing prescription. Yeah, it's called prescription medicine for UPSC. Okay, Ardhamavutunda? Guys online, are you able to understand what I'm trying to write? Balfour Declaration that happened in 1917. Right. So they supported Palestine homeland. This is where the first issue came. Arabs were living and the Palestine were co-living, and the Britain supported Palestine for their homeland. So this was the first issue. The second issue came when the Palestine witnessed the Holocaust. Do you guys know what Holocaust is? After the Holocaust is the annihilation of the Jewish population during the World War II. Ante champedam. During the World War II, there was massive annihilation of the Jewish population. Yeah, there are two movies. There's one movie called Schindler's List, and there's another movie called Boy in Striped Pajamas. Watch these two movies. They'll explain how the Jewish population was tortured. They used infernaries to put the people in there and burn them alive. So that scared the Jewish population a lot. That is when they demanded a separate homeland. And for them, the homeland was three regions. Three regions included: first one, Gaza; second one, West Bank; and the third one is Jerusalem. These three together is what they consider as state. Now they are fighting for this only, right? So after this, the 1947, this happened in 1945. They witnessed the Holocaust and they demanded a separate place for their homeland. In 1947, keeping what they've gone through in mind, the UN suggested two-state solution. Have you heard about two-state solution? I guess my throat is not fine. Okay. Two-state solution is nothing but the division of the Israel region into two states, one for the Palestine and one for the Israel. But they did not accept. The Israelis did not accept. They told that this region is historically ours. We claimed it. Just because you gone through something, or just because some of the books tell you that there is a place for you guys, doesn't mean that you come anywhere and tell this is your place. So that is where they thought it was not right. So they started retaliating. Israel retaliated, and then they declared independence from the Arab countries. And then again there was 6-day war. 6-day war where they captured these three regions: West Bank, Gaza and Jerusalem. From then the wars kept continuing, and till 2020 now even the wars are still going on, right? So this was the
So is Gaza and Hamas, those are Jewish people or something?
Hamas is not Jewish. Hamas is a terrorist organization that did not support the two-state solution. They are in Gaza actually. Gaza is a location, Hamas is a organization. Okay?
So you're saying these Jewish people need that place to live.
Yeah.
So what happened? So Hamas should be supporting two states, no?
Someone should be supporting two states.
Hamas, yes.
Hamas is not supporting this two-state solution. Not aligned. Yeah. So it's not supporting. And there is another group called Fatah. Fatah, I think it is also present in West Bank, I guess. It's present in West Bank. It is also on same lines. Right? So this is the history of the Israel-Palestine conflict. Any doubts regarding this one?
Israel and other states,
Yeah.
Israel and other
Israel and Palestine. Yeah. Okay. So now coming back to our coming back to the article, France is ready to recognize that Palestine as a state. Till now, no one recognized Palestine as a state. Now, once the France recognizes Palestine as a state, it has France is a powerful country, right? It has major control. So once France recognizes it, other European countries might follow. Follow, I think. What will happen once they follow? They'll start supporting, and it might initially, in the end, lead to Palestinians getting West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza as their homeland. But the Israelis are against this decision, right? Obviously, why would they be okay, right? So that is what is happening. Do you guys have any doubts regarding this one? The story or the timeline or no? Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's see what the time is. We still have 15 minutes. We wrap it up there. Okay. So we've talked about removal of judges of High Court and also the Israel-Palestine issue where France is supporting the Palestine as a state. Okay. Let's move. Fine. Yeah. Not many, important topics today. Honor for ISRO chief. Man stabs exchange wife. Wow. So much violence nowadays. Yes. You don't need, there's no need for you guys to read these, okay? From when it comes to UPSC, politics is not that much necessary. Only polity is necessary, okay? So any organizations or state, yeah? Okay. Convict escapes. So we'll discuss about mangroves. Mangroves? Yeah? Drawing a line. Okay. We'll discuss about this article. Before going into the article, I'll discuss about what mangroves are. Do you guys know what mangroves are? Huh? What are mangroves? Huh? Forest. Mangroves.
Can we say the mangroves are vegetation?
Yeah, mangroves are a vegetation.
Vegetation grown in the backwaters, where the salt waters and fresh water.
Exactly. What is that called? What is that phenomenon called? Where salt water and fresh water mix. Guys? No, they're called estuaries. Yeah, where the salt water and fresh water mix. And not only these, but they also are present in lagoons.
Salt water makes
Yeah, exactly. So basically, mangroves are nothing but trees or vegetation that are present in salt locations, right? So these are mainly salt adapted to salt regions. Okay. Yeah, all the coastal regions. Yeah, coastal regions, river ends. Okay. So what are the characteristics of mangroves? See, first one is, see, as they are salt tolerant, there is a need for them to filter or excrete the salt. At the end of the day, even they are plants. Just because they are salt tolerant doesn't mean they eat salt. Okay? So when they are in the location, they need to filter or excrete the salt. And they do it in two ways. One is they filter the salt through roots. And the other one is they excrete the salt through their leaves. Not all. Only some mangroves do through roots and some mangroves do through leaves. Okay. And the second characteristic is that they have roots that are on the ground. For example, this is the tree. Yeah. The roots usually are like this. This is the ground. Right? But for the mangroves, the roots are here. Why? Why are the roots on the ground for the mangroves? Exactly. For oxygen. In order to get oxygen, in order to receive the oxygen, they adapted and they came onto the ground. This is the second aspect that is unique to mangroves. The third one is they are present in intertidal zones. What is intertidal? Intertidal అంటే ఏంటి?
Land and water.
Intertidal?
Tide is like tides and high tide, low tide.
Yeah, exactly. They are present between low tides and high tides. What you are trying to say is right. Don't hesitate. Huh. Exactly. You should never hesitate because once you try, that is when you learn. Huh. I always say, no matter what the answer is, even if you have an answer that is wrong or right, say it. Only when you say it, you'll know that it is right or wrong. Okay? So they are present in low and high tides. And the main aspect is the viviparity. What is viviparity? Not sure? You guys? Viviparity? Viviparity is live birth. Live birth is nothing but, see, these are usually seeds, they germinate inside the soil. This is soil, they germinate inside the soil and they grow, right? This is what happens. But for mangroves, they germinate here. They germinate here, then they fall onto the ground. Then based on the tides, they go somewhere and then they grow. Right? Very nice, no? That is, viviparity is another characteristic of mangroves. These are the four characteristics that are unique to mangroves. Now, I'll go back to the article. Why are they important? So, I've read this article, I'll explain it in a simple manner. There's no need for I'm just showing you guys the article. Okay. Basically, in the 1980s, many people did not know what these characteristics are. They only saw that mangroves are a part of tidal ecosystem. I mean, they are on the coastal ecosystem. They're just regular plants. No one knew what the speciality of mangroves were. So there was one person called M.S. Swaminathan. Yeah, Green Revolution, father of Green Revolution, right? He's a very intelligent man. He contributed so much to India, right? So M.S. Swaminathan showed that mangroves are not just some other plants. They had the capacity of carbon sequestration. What is carbon sequestration?
Sequestering carbon.
Yeah, sequestering carbon. Yeah, exactly. Same word, no? Storing the carbon from the atmosphere, so that it reduces the effects of climate change. So, and the second one is the reducing the effects of cyclone. Now, I know you guys read where mangroves reduce the effects of cyclone. Can you guys tell me how they reduce the effects of cyclone?
It observes.
Absorbs?
The impact.
How does it absorb the impact?
So it like doesn't allow the cyclone pass through.
Exactly. Firstly, it acts as a windbreaker. What is the main characteristic of a cyclone? Strong winds. What does it do? The trees are so strong that it breaks the wind, so that the cyclone formation does not happen. Right. The first one is it breaks the winds. Second one, it absorbs water. It acts like a sponge, so that excessive water does not flow. The third one is, remember I told about the roots that come out of the ground? They act as barriers. Barriers for what?
Water.
Cyclone. Floods. They act as barriers to floods, so that the flood water won't come in. Right? These are the three aspects that the article says. This is why mangroves are very important. Now, as I've discussed about the article, I will discuss some stats about mangroves. Firstly, there is 0.15% of geographical area of mangroves, according to which report? Indian State of Forests report, right, 2023. And which is the major region that has mangroves? Western? No. West Bengal. West Bengal, then comes Gujarat, and then Andaman and Nicobar. West Bengal solely consists of 40% of the mangroves. 40% of the mangroves. It's a very important region. In order to conserve the mangroves, also government has come up with a few initiatives. One is MISTI. MISTI is a mangrove initiative for shoreline habitat and tangible income, so that it will help people, not only tourism, but protecting the mangroves and also ensuring that the people who survive around the mangroves get an income through it. The mangroves act as an income source. Aquaculture or mainly aquaculture. Usually when mangroves were started, when people started to notice mangroves, right, they thought it is a region where intertidal mixing is there, so many fishes are there. So there's another initiative called SAME. SAME? Yeah, SAME. It is sustainable aquaculture in mangrove ecosystem. Basically, in this, they cultivate shrimps. Any aquatic animal, usually they what they do is cultivate aquatic animals, but shrimps have a a positive relation with mangroves. That is why shrimps protect the mangroves and they increase the cultivation of shrimps. So it is a symbiotic nature. Very nice. So that is how this happens. Any doubts regarding the mangroves or the articles regarding the mangrove? No? Yeah. We have very little time left, so I'll see if there's another article that I can discuss. Otherwise, I'll stop it. Is it okay? Yeah. Actually, I saw an article regarding delimitation. I thought I would discuss. See, UPSC bars candidate for 3 years over exam misconduct. Why is 3 years? Someone tried to cheat in the exam and they banned them for 3 years. 3 years is a very small. For example, he cheated at 22. He can write the exam at 25. Banning them for life is what? Yeah. State can't seek delimitation claiming parity with Jammu and Kashmir. So recently, what happened was, I'll explain the context. You guys know what delimitation is, right? Huh? I'll explain delimitation first, then I'll explain what the context is. Okay? Delimitation is a process or an act of dividing the area into territorial constituencies. Right? What? Which article describes about delimitation? Based on population, yeah. Which article? You guys know? Studied polity? Schedule? It's article 170. I'll explain this, don't worry. Time constraint, otherwise I would ask questions for you guys. So article 170 describes about delimitation. So the delimitation is only conducted after a census, according to the article. Right? President appoints a delimitation commission after every census. So how many times has it been conducted? No, the delimitation. Yeah, 4 times. This question came in prelims. How many times the delimitation was conducted? So these are the aspects that you need to keep in mind. Delimitation was conducted 4 times. First one is in 1952, then 1963, then 1973, and lastly 2002. If you actually see, the census was there in 1951, then the census was there in 1961, 1971, and 2001. So basically, yeah. So what happened in 2002 was, a Constitutional Amendment Act came into force, which said that the next delimitation would be conducted only after 2026 census. That is the reason there is no delimitation after 2011 census. Why do you think? Why do you think the government came up with an amendment to stop the delimitation till 2026? North and South? Is that the reason?
They'll get benefited.
Who?
More benefited.
Why?
Because they're having more children.
Exactly. Population planning. The North has more population and South has less population. Right. So in order to reduce the differences, they thought that first we'll come up with family planning. That is the reason now the total fertility rate is 2.1. Before it was around 2.6, 2.63. Some regions were 3.1. Now they came to 2.1. Now that is the reason 2026 is a viable time. So that the distribution of the votes or the weight of the votes is equal. Right. Now, any doubts regarding the delimitation? And I also want to tell that the acts done by delimitation are not to be questioned by the court. You cannot question the acts done by the delimitation. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now coming to the article. Recently what happened was, just like I told, the government decided to conduct the delimitation in 2026. But recently, Jammu and Kashmir was delimited. Can I use that? delimitation was conducted in Jammu Kashmir in 2022. Why? Hmm? Conduct elections, yeah. So that is an unfair nature. No? They said that 2026 should be the base where these. The reason is it's because it is a union territory. Yeah, the court stated that. See, what happened was Andhra government came and told, even we want delimitation. You guys did it in Jammu Kashmir. It's unfair. What is happening? We want delimitation. Please conduct according to the Reorganization Act 2014. And then Supreme Court came and told that you cannot compare yourself with Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir is a union territory. It comes under the union. The only control that the union has is on union territories. So anything that they can do is on union. So they told that if we started doing for states, everyone will follow. Bihar will come, even we want delimitation. So that is the reason we cannot conduct delimitation. You guys have to wait till 2026. Other than that, if you want, we'll conduct to other union territories, but not for states. Right? That is the reason they cancelled the petition of delimitation for Andhra. Right? That was the context. That is a very small article, but I wanted to explain delimitation to you guys, and that is the reason I picked that one. Right? 5 years. Oh. AMTM is different. AMTM is Schedule 5. Schedule 5 is just about tribal administration. It is 10 states are in Schedule 5. And Jammu Kashmir is not in that. Yeah. Exactly. And in Schedule 6, there are 4 states. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Manipur. Mizoram is there. AMTM. Schedule 6. Mizoram. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. These are the 4 states under Schedule 6. Yeah, I guess I hope you guys enjoy the class and gain more understanding about the concepts that are in the news. You learn new things. Yeah, that is the main motto of the current affairs class. Right? We'll meet in the next class most probably. Right? Thank you guys.